Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to do another prayer on for someone, um, and again, each one's personal. So I just always do what the Spirit has led in me, and I just kind of let. I shouldn't say kind of because it is. Some of the stuff I speak from personal, and the rest I just. So I guess in a way, I guess I don't know, but you know, it touches me honestly. To know all these years I had this in me and could have been helping people. God's timing. One day when I get this video uploaded, I'm hoping you guys get the same out of it that I do. But anyways, Brandy. I was just reading the comments that I wrote next to your name and where you're from. I go up there a lot. I see a lot of your state. And wow, some of the places I go through there, it is rough. I mean, really, and so it kind of makes sense to me because the demonic realm that I see up there, the hatred, the just the destruction, and again, the windows is the opening to our soul, and what we see sometimes it affects us in different ways. It's like cabin fever effect. First of all, thank you for allowing me to do this video for you, and to pray. I'm blown away by people even asking me to pray for them, even after all this stuff that I posted on here. Is it the fact that you hopefully you're truly seeing Jesus and not me? Some of this stuff is very hard for me to talk about, and it's but I'm prepared. I thank God that He allowed me to be a fighter so I can take the blows. Elvis Presley, one of my favorite songs. When he, what is I don't know the title, but all I know is he sings in the song. I took the blows, but I did it my way. I think that's the name of the song. And in the song, he says, "I have regrets," which I do, but I don't ask God to change anything. If I could go back and do it again, and this is what God had, and this is what I went through, and this is what I lived through, and I'm able to do stuff like this, it's it's made it the purpose worth it. Um, so I'm telling you all this because you're allowing me to come into your life, which means you trust me, and I thank you for that trust. And I never want to betray that trust. But some of the stuff that you mentioned, this is where the trust part comes in, and I hope you trust me enough and believe that I'm not coming against you. I'm just praying with you. So, Brandy, let's go. Let's do it. First of all, Father, I lift up Brandy and I ask for patience and peace and love and joy in her life. I know she's scared. I know I can feel a tremblance with her and a shaking per se. And sometimes we get with people in our lives that we think is truthful and you believe the words. And then you find out later on that the person truly isn't who or what you thought it was going to be. Sometimes our lives are in avenues because we're in difficult places, and we find people in these difficult places where we're at the time, and we're hoping that it's going to be the the life that we seen as children or as young adults. I don't know. I didn't have too many dreams when I was little about happily ever after type things, because life wasn't happily ever after. But then again, I guess guys, it must be a woman thing that they have this prince coming in, because they see so many fairy tales and so many make believe stories. But is it? Can we not be the prince that they look for, the protector? Can we not bring them home and love them and cherish them as we're supposed to? Yes, it's a two-way street. But right now, man, I'm talking about you, this unequally yoked. Throw that garbage out the window. You need to stand up. I did the thing on husbands and fathers, and yet I'm not done with it. I just had to take a break to give you time to soak it all in. You're to stand up and be the leader. Your wife is crying out. She's in pain. Where are you? Where you at? Comforting her. I know you don't have to listen to these words. You can tell me to shut up and the crazy part is, you know what I look like. I don't know what you look like. And yes, I come to your state a lot. Think about it. Brandy, sometimes we go into places and we hope for the best, and we hope for um, a, just a good life. I don't know what you grew up with. I don't know what you grew up without. And I know sometimes the things that, even if you grew up with your mom and dad together and your dad wasn't really around, sometimes we fall into them. We fall into them places. The devil loves to put misery into your life. And if we're not following Christ, you may not have been at that time. Maybe you're just digging back into it. Maybe you was, and maybe you lost it. And that's why I call this journey's roller coasters, because it is. I mean, it's, when you first take it in there, you have to expect the devil's going to come at you with everything and anything. Look, he did it to Jesus Christ when he was baptized. He went into the wilderness for the 40 days, and he was beaten beyond. The devil tried everything, every kind of temptation, everything that he could possibly do to prove the fact that Jesus was human. And Jesus overcame it. So can we. Unfortunately, it's up to you. It's up to you to pray. It's up to you to pray for this lost time. And this is where I ask for Jesus' blood over you and protection, because I know the devil's going to come at you. He's going to come at you even strong, because when you start praying, things happen. And I'm with you. I'm with you, Brandy. I hope you truly understand these words, and I hope these words are speaking to you, and I hope the power and authority that I speak with come to you. The same as I pray in everyone. Lord, give me the strength, give me the words to say. Let me speak only accordingly to what you have given me to speak, Lord, or give me no words at all. Never, never let me mislead somebody or take someone down a pathway that takes them away from you. And Lord, please let me only lead accordingly to as you have given me to lead into this conversation. Let me do accordingly to your wisdom that you have given, or let me speak or do nothing at all. That being said, Brandy, let me tell you, you're loved, okay? You're not alone. No matter how darkness comes into your life, you're not alone. I'm sorry that your husband isn't standing up. I pray for him right now. I pray for your husband. Lord Jesus, I ask for the devil in the book of Job. Has the devil put everything against it? I'm asking now for the devil have to remove these blinders from him. Remove these earmuffs from him, that he hears only you or the Father or the people that you have sent. Just like this video right now, you're sending me to be the word. So I hope that he hears these words. And I hope he can fall to his knees, whether he's crying, whether he's crying out, whether he's in sorrow for what he is doing. Let it be forgiven, because you are forgiven. Brandy's husband, I don't know your name, but I'm telling you right now, if you fall to your knees and you lift your words up to Jesus, even if you don't even have to fall to your knees, Sit down on a couch, sit down on a chair, stand up, scream it, yell it, cry it. I don't care how you do it. Ask Jesus to let you see the light and hear and ask for change. Your wife needs you. Your son needs you. And I'm getting ready to touch on your son, so maybe you should sit down with your wife and listen to this. Because how hard it is, and I don't want you to come against her at all. Don't you share our business out there. That's a devil talk. Instead, you should be thanking your wife that she loves you and cares for you that much. To have a love of a woman that's powerful. So many guys are getting this wrong. One day you might look back and go, man, I wish I had that. I wish I had my children back. I wish I had that life. Wish you could have, would have. Toby Keith sung a song. That's my drive. That's my house. That's my dog in the backyard. But that's not my truck in the driveway. What a powerful song. I don't recommend you listening to this music. It's I don't know about Toby Keith, but prayers out to him too. I heard he's been very sick with cancer and stuff. Don't want anybody to pass. Hopefully he's a godly man and he found God and Jesus in the mix of all that nonsense. Because honestly, a lot of his songs are talking about beer and partying and all this stuff. But, you know, some songs I do relate to that the words stuck in my head. Your son watches you. He's going to end up like you. Is that what you want? I believe you're a good man. I believe you're just lost yourself. Life struggles. Sometimes it's hard. The devil puts him there. Jesus can ease the pain. He can calm the storms. I don't know if you ever watch any of these videos, but I want you to know one thing, and it's true. I did, not too long ago. The devil says, you fearful of the storm? Because I was. I said, no, devil. I am the storm. See, Jesus changed me. Jesus molded me. Jesus wired me for who I am today. All the pain, all the things I've been through. Scars, I got scars. Bad memories, yes. Do I have dreams? Yes. It's okay to dream. Will I ever get there? I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you to stand up. Your wife loves you, man. She wouldn't be reaching out for prayer if she didn't. No, that's a loving woman right there. What do you want? You want somebody that don't care about you? You think the grass is greener on the other side? Well, go find it. You might be that one driving by on the road one day to pick up your boy. You don't want that, man. You got a good woman. Love her. It's a two-way street. Respect. You fall under Jesus. There's no yoke unequal at that point. She can't change you, but she can pray. Jesus can lead you into areas, but be careful. Don't look. The road is closed, and the road's closed. Turn around. That door is always open. You ever notice why the gates of heaven's open and the gates of hell are closed? Because Jesus sealed the gates of hell because it wasn't meant for you. Brandy. No matter how tough things get. And I'm not saying this is happening. I tell all women this. Don't let anybody ever put their hands on you. There's no place for that. There's no acceptance for that. Not saying that your husband does that. I'm not saying that at all. Anybody watching these videos, it's just you may be going through that. Nobody deserves to put their hand, not even your children. And children, vice versa. Your parents don't need to be knocking you up against the wall, punching you, and screaming and carrying on. I don't care if they are under the influence. There's no need, there's no place for that, and you don't deserve it. I feel for you, Brandy. I really do. I ask for God's blood and Jesus' blood because they're one under the Spirit that they send you to be poured out over you. I ask for angels to be guarded around you, protection. Most of all, I ask for peace right now in your life. Even if you cry, it's okay. Know that Jesus catches your tears. I've seen it in heaven. I've seen bottles of my tears. And I said, Lord, what's these other bottles? Why are they bigger? Why are my bottles small and these bottles big? And he says, my son, those are the tears I cried with you. I cried before you and I cried after you. That's some powerful stuff right there. You don't know what Jesus does every day for us. And if you... Heaven is... I know a lot of people want to see it, but I tell you, please just accept the video sometimes because it's hard. You don't know how hard it is every day to wake up here. Keep pushing on, Brandy. Who knows, one day I might be at a truck stop up there where you're at, and you may just be driving along and go, oh my. If so, stop in and say hello. Now for your boy. Just did another video for a girl. I should say a woman. A lady. Young man. A few flags throw up. A silence. What are you hiding? What are you ashamed of? What do you think that's so important in your life? Same as I just told these other two boys, I'm going to give you the same piece of advice because you might not see it. You think the streets love you? Do you? Think them were your friends? Maybe your dad isn't such a dad. You ever go up and try to talk to him? At least he's still at home. Some people don't even have that. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he's feeling like he's failing. Maybe he looks out there and sees work's tough right now. Maybe he feels like he's not providing the way he should. Maybe he has regrets. How do you know unless you talk to him? You one of the boys that think you're tough? I know what you're probably, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, who's this guy to tell me anything? I'm the one in the darkness, screaming out. I was there. Nobody heard me. I know your state. I don't know what part you live in there. I took a car ride up there. Pick up some stuff. But it was a setup. I got out of the car, took the money over. I said, "Oh, not here, man. Behind the building back here." I said, "All right, cool." So I'm thinking, I look back at my buddies in the car, and the one guy acts like he's getting out to walk with me. So I just start carrying the money back there. See, it was a setup on both ends. They share the money, they share the drugs, and it makes it look like I got jumped. They beat the living tar out of me. It was 3 weeks before I could open this eye. 3 weeks. I thought I literally was going to be blind. These are my friends. My brothers, my homies, my essays. I don't like the way you say that. I had some Mexican friends. Oh, yeah, I got a dark life. It's fun running with the devil. It's fun running down that highway. It's fun to go into places where you think, ooh, I can't be touched. I want to make a name for myself. Those streets don't care about your name. The streets already has a name. That's how we know what street we're on. Your legacy ain't going nowhere. But if you go to hell, it's gone somewhere. You got a mother. I can't speak much for your father, but I'm sure he does love you. I know our Heavenly Father loves you. How dare I speak about your friends? Well, good. I'm glad you asked. Where are your friends? Are your friends going to be there the day that you get locked up? I'll tell you what they're going to tell you. And you rat on us. See, they got people inside there. Say it goes a little too extreme far, and you're in the moment. Boom, the gun goes off. Your blood is all over it. You may say, man, dude, I'm not even running the streets. Not yet. The devil's keeping you quiet. It's the quietness that I don't like when the devil's involved. What are you into? You're into something. You just don't change. You just don't stop talking. There's something. You may think, I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to make a music career. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Why? Devil is a never-ending battle. Until you experience the love of Jesus, you're never going to feel total, true love. I'm not saying what your mother and your dad gives you isn't true love. I'm just saying that Jesus Christ is the only love that's going to fill you. It's only going to keep you at peace. But at least you can look back and see your mother. And I speak on this only because I've watched your mother comment. And I see the kind words that she posts. After watching these videos and she's still giving me kind words, it tells you who your mother is. One thing about a mother's love, I will tell you one thing, it is intense. It is an incredible feeling. It's something I never had. And you're throwing it away. Broken hopes, broken dreams. You may say, well, how do you know? Well, I'm glad you asked. I don't. But Jesus does. Is your grades slipping in school? Do you care about school? You may say, well, what did school get you? I don't know. I didn't get a chance to finish. But do you have a chance to finish? Listen, I know people that have college degrees and can't even get a job and what they went to college for. Now they're going back to school. And I'm thinking, well, have we not learned from the first time? What makes you think by the time you get through school the second time that job's going to be open? There's so many people coming out going to be a nurse. How many nurses do we need? I mean, really, seriously, you think hospitals, you think nursing homes, you think any of these places are hiring RNs over LPNs? No, they're hiring the LPNs because they're cheap. They don't have to pay what an RN gets paid. There's only so many places for RNs, and the hospital's full of them. So if your dreams have ever gone in, I'm not trying to crash your dreams. I'm just saying the reality. Pray. If Jesus says, yes, this is what I want you to do, then you have no worries. See, I wish I had somebody to mentor me. You don't have to listen to me. Hold on one sec. My throat, that's why it feels like I'm... Never mind. Listen. Take love when you get it. Take the words of a stranger, if it's a godly influence. How will I know the difference? Very simple. Very simple indeed. Let me tell you how you know the difference. What you're hearing right now is godly advice. If you're hearing, don't listen to this fool, don't listen to this clown, the only clown I know is the ones that fool you. You ever notice in scary movies and everything else, there's always a red object that represents something? Sixth Sense. How many of you, without watching the sneak peeks and the behind the scene things, I guess, and you realize there's a red doorknob, and you never really paid attention to the red doorknob, you never paid attention to the red balloon, you just think, oh, it's Pennywise. You ever paid attention to the red striped sweater that Freddy Krueger wears? Darkness and red. Blood shed. Evil lurks. What haunts you? Don't fall into the satanic realm. Stay away from witchcraft. Stay away from bad video games. And I'm talking anything that you're online talking to people that you don't even know who they are. Them games teach you how to load guns. Them games teach you how to target practice. Oh, I know. I used to play them. I didn't have the online stuff. I could have, but I just didn't see the sense of talking to a bunch of people I didn't know and getting angered and listening to them scream and yell like I've listened to people on video games that were playing that scream and yell, throw stuff, carry on. I watched a guy throw a freaking his remote into his TV and break it. And I remember a bunch of us looking over and I'm going, how'd that work out for you? Now you got to go buy another TV. Can I borrow yours tonight? I'm loaning you my TV. Look at what you... First of all, I was wrapped so much in the movies and everything else. You ain't borrowing nothing. That was my thoughts. I just seen what you did to your TV, and you want to do that to my TV. You can't afford to buy another TV. How are you going to afford to replace my TV? I was always taught growing up. You know, my grandmother was a great inspiration in my life. She said, listen, don't ever borrow somebody's car unless you bring it back with a full tank of gas. Don't ever borrow something if it breaks, you can't fix it. That's carried me through life. If something's free, there's always a catch. The devil is free, 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 free. You may be thinking this has nothing to do with me. Really? Then why are you being so quiet? What are you embarrassed of? What are you ashamed of? Forgiveness is awaiting you. All you got to do is ask. Yeah, there's consequences. Heck, man, I've had so many consequences in my life. It's part of life. If you don't want consequences and you don't want no punishment, then don't do it. But if you do something, own up to it. That's what being a man's about. I own up to everything that I've done in my life. I laid it on the table at Jesus and God's feet. I walked in there one day, the first time I met him. I just spoke about this. First time I've ever truly stood face to face with Jesus. You know, it's like that song, I Can Only Imagine. I tell you what I did. I fell to my feet. You may say, how is that? I fell to my feet because Jesus was holding me. fell to my knees. My tears fell on his face. On his feet as I kissed his feet with my lips. I didn't even feel worthy enough to do that. You have love. Don't throw it away. Talk to your mom. She loves you. Open up. Let her in. Why don't you, even if you can't yet, why don't you go ask your mom, Mom, how are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with? Funny thing is, think about this. When you were little and you'd fall, you get a boo-boo, who'd you run to? Let me pray over you. Lord, I lift this child up to you. Lord, I know you know what he's going through and where he's at. But Lord, I know the confusing, and I know all things are able to be broken, and I know chains are able to be broken. All he has to do is step back and ask, Lord, 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 just come into my life. Simple as that. And Lord, let him come with a repentant heart. But Lord, I ask the book of Job over him, but in reverse. I ask that the devil has to take these trickeries and these things out of his sight right now. And I don't care what it is, video games, friends, things, drugs, alcohol, demonic possessions. I ask for all these things that have to be pulled out of his life so he could truly see through spiritual eyes right now, that he can truly see what's going on around him, that he can truly see the end of what's going to happen through these. And that's the most important part of it, that he will see the end of where he will go and hell awaits. I kind of feel that he's lost right now. I kind of feel like a separation. Something happened that he needs to just get it off his chest. Even if he comes into this realm and speaks to you, I ask for a godly mentor and a godly influence into his life. I ask for all things to be pulled out, and I ask that the devil's chains be broken, that it can now bind him or keep him. And I ask this in your name, in the power and authority of who you are. I ask for protection over him, and I ask for these things to be done. And I ask that he comes in a receiving heart, most of all, to receive you. And I'm going to give you like I gave the other boys. Everything that I talk to anybody on my emails address, I ask permission before I even on the comments on the YouTube, which everybody can read it, clearly. But it's a respect. But I will tell you, I will never break a trust unless it's harmful to you. That being said, if you ever want to just talk, if you ever want to just vent, you ever want to just scream, I'm going to do exactly what I did to the other boys in the video. I want you to look at something. And this is what Jesus did with me. And look. Even if I let go, and I'm pulling as hard as I can pull, that wrist lock, and my hands don't even wrap all the way around my wrist, that wrist lock is one of the tightest things you can do. It's a defense mechanism also. But Jesus grabbed a hold of me that night. I tried to let go. And as I see myself falling more, I wrap back. And my wrist now becomes, and it's easier for him to wrap his fingers different and to pull me. The strength of Jesus. Notice what I did there. His two fingers wrapped around my wrist as he pulled. Try doing that. This finger starts to get pain. And he held me. But anyways, as I wrap my arms around you, I won't let go. Jesus never let go of me. I love you. I truly mean that. I don't want you to be in a dark place. Go on and watch the hell video. It's real. I don't want you to go see that. I don't want you to end up behind bars. I don't want you to end up in a prison of your own self in your bedroom. Prison. I know all about those too. Talk to your mom. Talk to your dad. There's nothing you can't share. Trust me. Anyways, Brandy, keep in touch with me. God bless you, and thank you for trusting me. Thank you for allowing me to come into your life. I hope this prayer, I hope it works. I mean, I know Jesus can work. All we got to do is let him in. I mean, I hope it works and it gives you peace and calmness through it. Sometimes you just got to explain a little bit more because you may understand it, but the person watching it out there goes, what in the world, man? Jesus loves you. You're loved. You're important. I love you. God bless you. Till the next one.